Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Our Tribe of Many. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Solo.
We have 11 children, 17 down to 8 weeks old. We had our 4th year anniversary of being on YouTube back in the end of August, and we kind of missed it.
Yeah.
I was pregnant and a foggy brain. I recognized it was happening, but didn't have the energy to do anything about it. So we kind of wanted to just do a Q&A about being family YouTubers. We thought that would be sort of fun. It's obviously not August anymore. We don't put our Christmas tree up in August.
No. Well, it's Christmas every time of the year.
What?
Ooh, yeah.
Are you a big Christmas fan, Solo?
No, a little. Just this much.
We asked for questions on YouTube in our community page, and it was just like an hour and a half ago, and you guys came through. Really appreciate that. So let's answer some of those, shall we? You can see he came home from work for this. He stopped home between meetings, and I am in like mom mode here in my big old sweatshirt. It's okay, you can make it work. Suzanne asked, it would be fun to know each person's favorite memory to go back and watch from your first 4 years of videos. Well, we're not gonna interview all the kids, but I can say that I don't go back and watch anything. The kids do like to watch, and when they put it on the TV, I walk out of the room. It's really hard for me to hear my voice after I've edited it and posted it.
You're done.
I watch it when I'm editing, and then I'm done.
And so we're going on 20 years of our marriage, and she's never watched our wedding video. On our first anniversary, I watched it alone.
You make me look like such a bad person. I really struggle to watch myself on video. I know I'm not the only one. Some of you are like that too.
I don't like watching myself that much either.
But I probably could watch that now because a lot of time has been removed, and I don't. It's probably not my voice.
We need
much,
actually to upgrade that video before we lose it, because it wasn't digital.
Oh yeah, we need to. Call Luke, he'll help us.
I need to get some. I think there's that.
You have a favorite memory though, I know.
Yes, for me, my favorite memory is very, very easy right now. It was very easy to just pop in my mind. Honestly, for me, it was the time where we vlogged our visit to Kenya. That time we would spend maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks in Kenya?
Yeah, something like that. I regret talking so much in those videos because he does play them often. Like, why didn't I just show Kenya?
You know, and then with all the lockdowns, with this thing that's going on in the world, so makes it even you just treasure those moments a little bit more. So sometimes I'll go back with some of the little kids, and we will watch it and relive the experience again. Yeah,
and especially right now, because we thought we would have been back by now.
Yes, last year we would have gone, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and most of the kids, I think their favorite also is the Kenya trip. They all watch it a lot.
Yeah.
So, or times where they were with their cousins in Colorado.
Yeah, they do like that.
Are there any of the older kids wanting to start their own channel? And then this is Brittany, she asked that, and how often do people approach you in public about how many kids you have?
How many kids we have?
You know, the last few pregnancies, I noticed so many people ask us if it was our first, and that is so awkward because you're not wanting to sound fake, but it sounds fake when you say,
that's testament to
it's our 11th.
It's testament to my hot wife. So
I think they're just being polite. Like, obviously they can see we're not 21, you know. I don't know.
They can see I'm not 21, but
people have their first at all ages, but it's so awkward. I'm like, well, so I think lately we haven't been out with our whole family in public a lot, probably.
Right.
Just because of the way the world is now. Not like we used to be.
Right.
But there are always comments if we are out with our whole family every time. A lot of people asking us. Oh, I lost the question. Tell me.
Okay, let's see.
We had a lot of people ask us if it was our first this last time specifically. It was so strange. And then we did talk about yesterday, some of the kids, we were asking them yesterday, some of the teenagers, if they would see themselves doing YouTube in some
couple
version.
of them thought, maybe.
They've thought about it different ways. I don't think anybody sees themselves vlogging their life like we do right now, but that could change. They have some certain ideas of things that they would want to do on a channel that are a little different than what we do. So, Leaf Like on a Tree says, as a homeschooling YouTubing mom, I'd love to know what a school work day looks like for you. I've been doing it for a year and still haven't found my balance.
So it's changing. I guess it's a mom question.
I've been doing it for a long time and I still haven't found my balance. But it does get better all the time. I just keep adjusting all the time. So I think every year, sometimes every semester, sometimes every day, we're like, okay, let's try this instead. So I would say it's a constant adjustment. That's my perspective. because things are always changing. Your kids' ages are changing and their needs, and
so are you saying be flexible?
Be very flexible.
Right, I think that's, yeah, flexibility, the key to survival and happiness, yeah.
Cindy Asters said, your family is amazing. Looking back, did you ever think you would have 11 children? Thank you, Cindy. And do you think you'll have any more children? I thought I'd have 12. I've said it many times since I was a little kid. I always wanted 12 kids. What about you, Solo?
I never would have thought about it. I never would have thought, never would have imagined it. And it's not that I was against big families or anything, it's just never crossed my mind.
I came from a family of 2 and
I came from a family of 6 kids. And so, but sometimes you'll sit on the table and like, oh, we made all these people. And they're not going anywhere.
Okay, but can we tell a funny story? Have we told this before?
Which one? About the prayer and the dream?
Yes.
No, this is not the video for it.
We have a story. We'll tell you.
We'll tell you one day about that. Yeah. So yeah.
About Solo and
it's probably because there's just not enough time in this Q&A.
Okay, there's not enough time, but we do have a story about that. But when we got married, or when we were engaged in that time period, you ask all the questions, make sure you're doing the right thing.
Like kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
we had those
and
talks.
he said 3 to 4, and I'm like, well, I wanted to marry him, but I'm like, okay, 4 to 12.
And I thought she was just joking.
We were coming.
So,
I knew he was.
And then later I'm like, oh, she's serious. And
then people meet us, they're like, oh, you married especially Kenyans. Oh, you married a Kenyan, so he made you have all those kids.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't even know one Kenyan in my generation, under 50 years old, or under 60 years old, for that matter, that
has more than 5, would you say?
Yes, I don't even know. Well, I do have one friend, as a pastor out there, that I think they have 5 kids.
Yeah.
That's the only one I know that has at least 5 kids.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So yeah, but that's what they think.
Cheryl asks, how long do you think you'll continue to vlog? And do you think vlogging gets in the way of living life? That's a good question.
We look at it year after year. So
yeah,
we actually, originally we were gonna do it for 1 year, right?
Yes,
and see.
And then reevaluate. Yeah,
so.
And we do reevaluate. I really felt like the Lord told me to start it. It wasn't something I naturally wanted to do, like, oh, I've always wanted to be a public figure in some way. No. And I really felt strongly that the Lord told me to do it. And I always say, when he tells me to stop, that will be the day I stop. And I will stop that day, no questions asked. Because it is a lot of work too.
Right.
And it's a big commitment. And I will have no problem walking away from it when the Lord says it's the right time. But right now, when I go through hard seasons where I just feel like quitting, because the bulk of it is on my shoulders. He helps me a lot, but that bulk of the day-to-day running of it is on my shoulders. And sometimes it feels like a lot, but I have a drawer of letters I've kept from viewers. They've sent me and said how much it's impacted their life. And I honestly just go back to that drawer. I've talked about it before, but it really helps me. People tell me how much it's impacted their life, and that's my greatest desire, is just to have an impact on people's lives. So that helps me keep going when I know that the Lord hasn't told me to stop yet in a challenging season. Otherwise, we really enjoy it. It gets in the way of living life? Not really, except that it takes a little time.
You just have to kind of pause and do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, we love this community. It's been awesome. Really, really, you guys are amazing and we love you guys. But there's always some weird people that want to kind of insert their...
About 1%, I would say. About...
No, way less than 1%.
Okay.
Way less than 1%.
I
but their voices are really loud, and you're like, just go away. Find like the internet is so huge. You can find people who that kind of are your thing, and just go there and be happy,
Yeah.
And so that's the one part that's annoying. It's like, but then you have an awesome community. You don't want everybody, hey, Nessa, look at me. Every time I sit down to video, you want some love. You want some love.
She does.
But you need to go play your own games, little doggy.
We don't really make our life based on filming videos. Like, we don't do things for the camera.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's go to the zoo, we need a video kind of thing. So we just bring the camera along with our life. So in that way, it doesn't really get in the way of life at all.
It's just that it takes extra time. That's the part. That's the only inconvenience, that it does take time to do this stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
And
have your kids ever asked you, Mira asks, to take down a video that they find embarrassing now that are older? And what would you do in that situation? Oh, if they were serious about it, we would just take it down.
Oh, take it down right away.
No
but
questions asked.
Hasn't happened.
No, because go ahead.
We also they also know that they don't have to be in a video if they don't want to.
No.
It's like nobody does anything that they don't want to. But if it happened, oh yeah, it's not even something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belle edits herself out probably when she does my first edits. I know she does sometimes. Along those same lines, Kalima, I probably said that very wrong, said, hey everyone, I would like to know how the older kids feel about being on YouTube. Also, if anyone is feeling the urge to go into pastoral ministry. So the older kids probably have the most, the younger ones love seeing themselves up there on the screen. And we are very careful about what we put up there because we want to protect their reputation too and don't want to put something intentionally that we know they'll be embarrassed about later.
Right.
That they wouldn't just say, oh, that's a cute, fun memory. Look at me being goofy. We don't want to put something that they would actually be embarrassed about later. So
right.
We're very careful about that. Soon after we started making money on YouTube, very soon after, we started paying all of our kids, down to the youngest, a percentage of what we make. So they get the benefit of that part too of YouTube. And so they are all in and they know they can be out at any time.
At any time, yeah.
So just for them being on is their choice.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some kids decide, hey, I don't want to be on that. Yeah. But hey, more power to them. Yes. Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Peace already is making money on YouTube. And the older ones obviously appreciate that fact more.
More than the little ones will ever. They'll appreciate it later in their lives.
They will appreciate it later. Brenda asked, how do you pull the camera out when you feel as though you have nothing to film? I don't. That's why I don't film every day, because some days I just don't feel like talking to the camera or having it around, or there's nothing going on much. So I try to pull it out on the days where I feel like there'll be more things to film and more kids around and more fun or whatever. Reiki, I don't know how to say that, said
how is it? Let me see.
R-I-E-K-E.
Oh yeah.
One of her questions was, which topics do you avoid in general in your videos and why?
Well, we're gonna avoid to answer that question.
No. You can tell them which one.
No, I say, which ones do we avoid? We avoid those ones, so we're not, no, I'm kidding. Do we have topics you avoid?
Yeah, we avoid politics, I think.
Yeah, because it just tends to be toxic.
I mean, half of you will hate us if we talk about politics, so it really doesn't serve the purpose that we have.
Right.
If it did feel like our purpose, we would talk about it, but it just doesn't serve the purpose, and it's very divisive right now, especially.
And some people want to pull you in it, and it's like, it's for what reason? Yeah. You know? Yeah,
but it is a part of our real lives, because Solo and several of our kids really love talking about politics. So it is something we purposely
in personal conversations.
Yes,
in personal conversations. So, right. But if people, and we look at it from a historical standpoint. You know, I have a couple kids that love history.
Yes,
and so we delve into government and all that and world history, but that's not the purpose for this vlog.
Yeah,
and it also, when you do it these days, it's a toxic topic. You just can't have a healthy political conversation. You cannot. Yeah. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Jessica asked, how many hours a week are spent editing? Love watching your family. Thanks, Jessica, for watching. I would say the very, very, very least would be 3 if I had 3 really short videos that week. And that's only because Belle's helping me. She's spending 3 to 6 and I'm spending 3 to 6 probably. So if that gives you a perspective.
So 6 to 12 total.
And our videos aren't like amazingly, 6 to 12 total, and our videos aren't like the most highly edited videos out there. Y'all know that, but you keep coming back.
It could take a long time. We've known some vloggers that take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because they want to put excellence out there.
And I just don't film a lot. What I film, you mostly see. We don't cut out a lot. And so a lot of vlogging families, I've come to learn, film like hours of content or an hour for 10 minutes of content. Well, I don't really do that. If I got 30 minutes of content, I'm like, oh man, here we go. So yeah, I just don't film as much. I try to just get the things that I really want. I'm behind the camera a lot. So I realize you guys probably haven't seen my whole body very much because I'm always the one behind the camera. It's so funny. One of the questions was, oh yeah, I think your channel needs an independent camera person, unlike having a family member filming themselves as they talk. It's not really a question. Our tribe of many now is reality television. It's reality television where you never see the full mother. I'm like the Wilson character on Home Improvement that is only like from the fence up. You just only see my eyes.
It's funny, we met someone that commented on how you looked was different than what they expected.
In
On
person?
camera. In person, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Laura asked, do you ever worry if any of your kids will grow up not having a say on their lives being so documented in public? Not bashing you at all. I totally get it, Laura. Perfectly reasonable question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What was the question itself? I had the
Do you
second
worry
part.
about if any of your kids will grow up not having a say on their lives being so documented in public?
Well, we don't. So it's a good question, but I wouldn't use the word worry in our situation. In that, there's nothing we do that the older ones don't have a say, and there's nothing that we don't. And also, there's nothing we have out there that if someone would have a different say on it, we wouldn't take it down, right?
Yeah.
And so
we're careful with the little ones that don't have a say too.
Right, and so we're not showing little ones in compromising situations, and so hopefully that they will actually appreciate the documentation and what we've captured. Maybe, hopefully, I don't have a lot of history. Forget like videos. I don't even have a lot of photos of myself as a kid. And so for me, it's like I think, oh man, they're able to get, if we want vlogging, that there are a lot of moments that we would never have captured. And so
true.
So we look, in fact, that was one of the main motivations why Sarah started the vlog to begin with too, was like to be able to kind of document our life. And so hopefully that would be the case for all our kids, that they'll be like, man, I'm so glad so much was documented. Yeah,
and if it wasn't for that like public pressure or peer pressure, so to speak, people waiting for it,
we probably wouldn't be as diligent.
Do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be as diligent as doing it. Yeah, so.
How often do you get recognized in public? So we are recognized in public, I would say more often than we're not when we're out in public.
Yeah.
Except sometimes if I'm alone, I'm not recognized, but if I'm with any one of my kids or solo, we are. It makes us a little more recognizable, I guess. Yeah, so quite often, more than we thought we would be, that's for sure. A mother of 10 and 6 grandbabies. I'm very protective about all of them. This is Michelle. I worry about trafficking, kidnapping, pedophiles, etc., especially when we have constant reminders with Amber Alerts. My question is, do you worry about exposure and how to keep them safe? Yes.
Absolutely.
We do. We have a lot of measures taken in our own house that, and just a lot, we've done a lot of things. We've done more even over the years, and every way to keep them safe that we can think of. It's definitely a thought all the time for us.
Yep, we are constantly aware. One of the reasons why we have never really shown even our house plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
we've tried to avoid showing you how our house is laid out, that kind of stuff. It's definitely on our minds, believe me.
Yes.
Do any of you think it's weird that you have such a large following? I can imagine that you think your life is normal, yet all these people are interested. I think it is so weird all the time.
When you put it into perspective, when you stop and think about it, it is, you know?
Yeah,
when you're not, it's not.
Yeah.
But then when you pause and think about it, you're like, oh geez, yeah.
Okay, so this is one little example is, I don't wear makeup in the summer. As soon as I have like sun on my face, I don't wear makeup. I feel like my face kind of evens out, and I just really never have much. I just wear like mascara and fill in my eyebrows a little, right? So the other day I was putting on makeup, and the thought just occurred to me out of nowhere, like, I just don't wear makeup for like 6 months of the year, and hundreds of thousands sometimes of people are watching me day to day. Like, what am I even thinking? Maybe I should be wearing makeup. And then I think, no, I gotta be real. But it's weird sometimes when you think about the number. My brain does not like wrap around it, because we, like you said, we feel like we're just a normal family. We were normal before this, we're still normal.
Yeah, and then the other part is our real tribe of many followers, the real ones, the real deal. You guys are awesome, and so you feel like you're talking to family, just the big extended family.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that part makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And that's why I also love how some of you, when you see those guys that don't belong to the family, you call them out. So I appreciate that sometimes. Because I go in, I like to delete those that are just out of place. It's like people can comment on certain things, but there's some people that are just looking to start up trouble. Did I bring that up again?
Yes.
Should I just
He actually deals with those more than I do.
Yeah, so she doesn't see them.
I try not to see them, and the other day I saw one, and it was just so dumb. I read it out loud.
Did they say you're a pathetic mother?
Yeah, because I didn't cook the stovetop stuffing for Thanksgiving. I was a pathetic excuse for her mother. And I just started laughing out loud, and Judah and Solo were there, and I told them we had a good laugh about it. I'm like, wow, it's amazing what makes you a pathetic excuse for a mother these days.
Yeah, some of them you can laugh about. Some of them are not like my... Yeah, so it's... yeah, anyway.
You get to the point where you're like...
Really?
Honestly, mostly people... I didn't really even see any questions about bad comments, but we've talked about them now.
No.
Judah seems to be the one that plays the piano. Has that fallen off with your other children? No, Judah's the one most willing to be filmed playing the piano. They all play the piano. They start lessons is when they can read, and they're all taking lessons, and yeah, he just doesn't mind being filmed as much. So honestly, that's it. The little ones would love to be filmed, but some of you got your own kids practicing that haven't quite learned yet in your house. You don't need to hear mine too. But I'll try to show them once in a while.
There's actually another very talented pianist that doesn't like to be on the camera. Yeah.
Oh no, we have a couple.
Well, no, they are, but I know there's one that's really, really good.
Yeah.
But they don't like playing in front of a crowd.
Yes. Yeah. So, so that's the one way we respect their opinion about the camera.
I think the baby's starting to wake up. Let's do one more. And for the rest of you that we don't do it, it's not Sarah's fault, it's my fault. I'll take the hit. So
I'm looking for the best one.
Yeah, just the baby's starting to wake up.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, Teal House Farm said, how do you get any quiet shots? LOL. We only have 6 kids and it's so hard to get any shots where it doesn't sound like a zoo or World War III or some sort of crazy person music camp in the background.
Right now we send them all to the basement. I'm kidding.
Well, our kids play outside a lot.
Yes.
So they're we'll film while they're playing outside happily.
We plan it when the babies are taking their nap.
Yeah, he ran home right now because it was a time that Seth was taking a nap and the little girls were resting and Peace happened to be sleeping. So I'm like, we could film this right now in this little window of time. If we waited till
I was close to in between my office and the house.
And he's running to another meeting soon, yes. So if we would have waited till when he got home from work.
It would have never happened.
Never happened. But also, when you see me pull the music out of the video clip and put I pulled the noise out of the video clip and put beautiful music in the background.
He was like,
it was World War III back there. Like, it sounded loud. So,
and we've even had people say, oh, I'm having a hard time hearing you. There's so much background noise. It's like, hello. That's how a house sounds when you have children around.
But sometimes I don't hear it myself. Like on, I think Thanksgiving Day or the day before I was filming, and it was so loud. But somehow I didn't know it that much. I commented on it, but I didn't realize how bad it would be. And then I'm editing it, and I'm like, here I said all this stuff that I want to keep in the video, but it sounds like the world is coming down behind me. Do I keep it? Do I not keep it? Do I write text over it in case the subtitles don't show up early or what? Oh my goodness, it's hard.
Crazy, huh?
Real life is loud here.
Yeah,
it's true.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I actually, I went up to take the little one to bed for their nap, and it was very loud. And then the other ones had just kind of finished lunch and went back to doing school, whatever. And I was like, whoa. It was so loud when I went up. When I came down, it was like, is this my house? Do I even recognize this place? You know? And then sometimes you don't even hear it. You're just used to being around it that you don't hear it.
It's true. And then you all are like, oh my word.
That was loud.
That was loud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's real life.
Try to put more music behind those clips. Thank you guys for watching. You can blame him if your question didn't get answered today.
Yes, I'm the mean one.
We really appreciate the questions, though, and this was fun. We haven't done a Q&A for a long time.
I know. Thanks, guys.
Hey, if you haven't already, we would love it if you could subscribe to our channel. I forget to ask you literally every time.
Anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Have a wonderful day whenever you're seeing this. Yeah.
Bye. Come a little closer. Isn't that a commercial with air and extra dry? It's like a deodorant commercial. Okay.
Do 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 do.